guys, it's Ashley, your scrapping nerd, and I'm back today with a layout for Mix It Up Monday, and we're using a sketch from Jennifer, and you saw the sketch at the beginning, and I'm also using my How to Kill a Kit with Style kit, and for January, we are to use alphas, and I actually pulled a bunch of the stash. I was going to use the kit last fall for October, November, and December, but since I was helping my mom move, I never actually used the kit. So I'm kind of cheating and just reusing that kit and calling it my How to Kill a Kit with Style that I'll use for January, February, and March. And I'm excited to be a part of the How to Kill a Kit with Style because I need to use up some of my stash. That is my goal for 2025, is to really try to focus on that. And so this is one way of doing that. And then each month we will have an item that we have to use. And so like I said, January was alphas. And so for that part, I had this idea to take the thickers, the silver thickers alphabet that you saw at the beginning. It's called Cinnamon, which is kind of funny, but it's some foil letter stickers. And I had those in my kit, and so I'm going to use those as my alphas. And what I wanted to do was put them all in like a background and then paint them, was kind of my vision as a way to use the alphas. And it's kind of funny because I rarely use alphas. I need to use them more often. And for some reason, instead of thinking of a title or something, my mind went straight to let's make the entire background with alphas. But I got a lot of those ones used up. So I took some of my white paper, and it's 110-pound paper that I get from Joann's. And I'm using that as my backer paper because I will be putting a lot of mixed media on here. And you saw I had drawn some lines, and it was to keep my alphabet letters straight because my original plan was just to kind of have them go across in alphabetical order, but then the letters are different heights, and so I had to start to kind of stagger them. And I start out, like I said, in alphabetical order across the page, and you saw that I used my plastic plate that I keep in my scrap room as the circle, because in Jennifer's sketch for the Mix It Up Monday, there's a large circle in her sketch, and so that's what I'm going to put on top of these alphas, is a large circle. And so I just used that plate to draw out the circle so I knew where what was going to be covered. And so like I said, I had started out everything kind of in alphabetical order, and then you'll see I'm not going to make you watch me fill up this whole page with these alphas, but I eventually have to kind of try to arrange the alphas to fill the gaps in between, because I didn't want too many gaps showing or between the letters. And that started to be where I couldn't stay in alphabetical order. And it doesn't even matter because with the circle and everything on it, you wouldn't even notice that these were in alphabetical order to start with. And you saw that I pulled in a bunch of mixed medias at the beginning of the video here, and I planned on, I used the colors to match my best friend's son's shirt, and that's the picture that I'm scrapping. And I wanted to do a very rainbow tie-dye kind of background because of his shirt, and so I pulled in the Distress Mica Stain in Tart Cranberry, Distress Oxide in Carved Pumpkin, Distressed Mica Stain in Wonderland, Distress Mica Stain in Harvest Moon, and then a Delusions Shimmer Spray and Fresh Lime. And those are the colors that I'm going to be putting on the background. And so here's where I have all of my letters on the page, and then I just used some of the quotations and the periods from the alpha stickers to fill in some of the gaps. And that was just because some of them I thought stood out a lot. There was a big gaping hole or something, and it just bothered my eyeball. So I just used those to kind of fill in. And then I'm using that Art Basics Heavy Gesso, and I'm putting it over the letters so that so when I paint them, they're not going on this foil. And I just put a glove on, and I went and kind of rubbed it all on each of the alphabet letters, and I did kind of give it texture. Like, it's not a smooth, it's not smooth on the letters. I'm kind of pouncing it on and off the letters so that it has a texture, because the alphas are a foil, so I was kind of concerned that if there was no texture, maybe the distress stains wouldn't stick. And so I did do 2 coats of the gesso on there, and it also covers up my pencil lines that I didn't even really need. I mean, it helped kind of keep it straight, but I didn't even really need those. And so the gesso helps to keep that to cover that up also, so that you don't see that through my paint. And so once that was dry, I then started with my stains, and I decided I didn't want to spray. I wanted to paint them on because I needed to get kind of in all of the crevices of the letters and everything. So I started with the Harvest Moon, and I just took my paintbrush and started painting over the letters and all over with the gesso, and the paintbrush helped to kind of get, like I said, in between all of the letters. This one was a really pretty color. I like this. The mica stains have a very thick kind of pigment, and I really like that. And they're a little bit shimmery. The Carved Pumpkin is a Distress Oxide, and so it's a little bit more of a matte texture. You'll see when I do that one. Then, of course, the Dilutions spray is just really kind of have that shimmer texture to it. But I'm going to go through and I'm going to paint each of the colors that I pulled out, and then I kind of blend them into each other so that there's not a solid line across them. And I'm going to show you the first couple colors that are the first, one of each color actually is what I show you. And then I won't make you watch me do the whole thing. And I did do 2 coats of each color also once, and I let it dry in between. And I did use my heat gun before I would go to the next color just to dry the edge where I would be blending it into the next color. And so all of the colors are really great. The Mica Stain Wonderland, which you'll see, I actually had to do 3 coats for that one because it was pretty light. And the Tart Cranberry is a really, really rich red. And so I did that one right after the blue, so it might have just been that it was such a rich color. It made the blue seem really light, but I did do 3 coats of that one. But while I'm painting, make sure you guys check out the description box. I have all the information about how to kill a kit with style and the playlist on there with everyone who are using their kits and using alphas for the month of January. Like I said, I'm semi-cheating. I am using a kit that I made, but I didn't actually get to use. And so I will put that kit share video down below. And I'll be using that for January, February, and March. And I kind of cheated also because the letters were not in my kit. I had some that were foam, but I didn't have these chipboard foil ones. So I did pull those in. But the papers are from my kit. So yeah, first month out of joining this hop, and I'm already cheating. So, you know, they're lucky to have me. But, and then there's also the playlist and the information for Mix It Up Monday. And with Mix It Up Monday, we take a sketch and we mix it up with either, you know, I mean, the sky's the limit. Texture paste, mixed medias, stitching, foil, like anything. You just take this sketch and you mix it up. And the sketch was from Jennifer, and all of her information will be below, plus all of the people for that playlist. And her sketch was beautiful. It had a large circle, and then it had a group of circles in the bottom right corner, and I didn't actually do the circles in the bottom right. And you'll see I kind of mimic that, but it's not actually circles. But as you can see, I used my Cricut to cut out the circle since I didn't want to distress the edges. And anytime I'm not distressing the edges of a circle, I will use my Cricut because it'll just cut it in a nicer, clean cut. And I decided to back my first circle with black because I didn't want the colors from the paper to kind of run together. And in my kit, I found this paper, and I just thought that was perfect. And it kind of played off of the bright colors of his shirt. And so, like I said, this is my best friend's son, and he's adorable here. This is him getting his first pair of glasses, and I just love this picture. He's so cute. And the shirt just required it to be on a very bright and cheerful layout as well. And so I did 2 photo mats. I backed the photo in black, and then I did yellow. And again, just to kind of separate it from that background paper. But I just love how my background turned out with the alphas, and then with the circle. With Jennifer's sketch, it just works so perfectly with my idea of having all of these letters in the background. It just was perfect. And so since he is getting his first pair of glasses, I had these foam glasses that I'm going to put in the bottom right to kind of mimic her cluster that she had. But I didn't like that they kind of blended into the black circle that is the main circle. So I put it on a piece of orange paper that was also in my kit, and I fussy cut around the glasses, and it just adds a thin orange line to them just to kind of help pop them up off of that background and make them stand out. And then I had these thickers in my kit as well, and it's the Hello Joy, and I decided to use the word hello. I went back and forth. I had this Coolest Kid Ever in my stash, and I think that's a Pebbles one that I got in my creative scrapbook like many moons ago, or maybe a Hip Kit Club. I can't remember, but that's pretty old for my stash, which is part of my the How to Kill a Kit is to use your oldest stash. And so I thought that was perfect for this layout. And so I originally was going to have it say hello, coolest kid ever, but I decided I just liked the hello, and I wanted to put the hello next to the photo, but I wanted it to kind of stand out a little bit. So I used a bunch of washi that I had in my kit, as well as some others that I pulled in, again, cheating, and made kind of a little shelf to put this hello word on top of. And it just helps to differentiate it from the background. And when I went to put the circle on, because the chipboard letters are around it, I needed to fill the inner circle so that it had something to rest that was the same height. So I just grabbed some of my foam and I filled the circle, and then we'll attach it to the foam. And part of that thickers, they had these black stars, which I liked, and I loved the idea of putting them in the eyes of the glasses. I thought that was cute down there. And I had this little circle that said, wow, that was in my stash. And these little Post-it notes also, not in my stash, but in my kit. You saw me to the left there, that clear thing has all of my ephemera that I pulled out for my kit. And so I pulled those in, and I put in the little Post-it things, and I decided to put the coolest kid in the bottom left of the photo. And then I just started filling in kind of around. I had these stickers that who knows where they came from. They kind of look like planner stickers. And So there was a bunch of sayings, and there was like bubbles and speech things. And so I pulled in "You're a star" that I'll put under the hello. And then I filled in just around the photo just so it looks kind of like little blocks, and then a little heart blurb up on the top left. I really like how this layout came together. I just love when you think of something, and I've been thinking about it for a little while, and then when it was like January is alphas, I was like, now's the time to do it. And when it comes out even better than I thought it would, I just love it. And then of course this picture is adorable, and so it all just works. And so thank you to everyone who has liked and subscribed to my channel. I really appreciate it. If you haven't yet, go ahead and hit those buttons down below. Make sure you check out everything in the description box, and everyone have a good day. Bye.